What's going on, guys? I am Pat the Pac-Man, and if you want to learn what to do in order to make your dog happy, fulfilled, and well-behaved, well, guess what? You came to the right place. On this video, I'm going to give you a few great ways to challenge your dog's mind. When a dog's mind is not challenged enough or at all, then they become destructive or disruptive. That means that they're going to chew, they're going to bite, they're going to dig, they're going to jump, they're going to chase, all sorts of crazy stuff. Most behavioral problems with dogs stem from a lack of three things or a combination of the three things. One of them is a lack of overall leadership. There needs to be expectations for your dog. There needs to be direction, boundaries, and limits in place, and a dog needs to look to you in order to be that authority figure and place those direction, boundaries, and limits so they know what it is that they're supposed to do it, when they're supposed to do it, and how they're supposed to do things. The second one is a lack of mental and/or physical stimulation. When a dog is not physically or mentally stimulated, we're not draining the energy, we're not fulfilling them as a dog and/or a breed, and then they become frustrated, and they become anxious, and then they become destructive. And the third one is our own energy, the way we feel, our own emotional state of mind. Believe it or not, guys, that is 95% of the battle. We need to be in a calm, relaxed, firm state. Calm mind, relaxed body. 95% of the battle is that. So monitor your energy. The way you feel will become the way your dog behaves. I'm just gonna give you a couple of ideas in order to drain some of that mental excitement, some of that mental energy. The first one is teach your dog a new trick. When I was working with my pit bull Sox after I adopted him, he was hyped up with excitement like you can't even believe. And no matter how much I physically exercised him, it wasn't enough. I needed to mentally challenge him as well because this way we were creating balance. But all the things that I was doing, again, just wasn't enough. So I added a new trick to his repertoire. I got plastic cups, I poked some holes through it, and I would just lay them all over the floor, and I would just put treats underneath it. So what's gonna happen is that your dog is gonna smell the treat through the holes in the cups and is gonna wanna get to them, obviously. So they're gonna start to nudge them, maybe paw at them. They're gonna figure out a way to get to those treats because the nose is engaged. And guys, that's what we want. We want to engage the nose, not the eyes, not the ears. We wanna engage that nose. And this exercise was wonderful for doing that. So he would tap it with his nose. The way it works is you can't do it on carpet. You have to do it on a flat surface like a hardwood floor. So this way the cups kind of like slide around, and you want that to be the case. You want those cups to like move around so they're like following them and chasing them, and then eventually then they knock them over, they grab the treat, they worked hard, they feel rewarded, they're happy, fulfilled, and well behaved. See how it works? Another idea is just to go to the store and buy like these puzzles, these interactive toys where they move around and treats fall out, or they have to lift things to get the treats out. There's a million different varieties of toys. They're interactive. I never use them personally, but I hear good things about them. So it's just another way to just give your dog something to do. And it challenges your dog to have to think. And thinking, what does it do? Drains mental energy. The brain is working, guys. Make sure that that brain is working. Not just the dog's, but your own. This tip is really important, guys. You need to give your dog a job. Dogs are working creatures. Certain breeds have specific tasks. They need something to do. Maybe walking is just not enough. They need something extra to drain the mental and the physical energy in order to also feel productive and fulfilled. So what does that mean? During your walk, slap a backpack on them. Okay, maybe use some agility course pieces. You don't have to take them to an agility course. You could buy certain things and just make up your own agility course in order to make them, feel like they're doing something. Cattle dogs, herding dogs, huskies, these things work great on those guys, but not just on them. There's also different interactive ways. So you could play tug of war. With Sox, my pit bull, tug of war was a phenomenal game, but you gotta be careful because tug of war can quickly go down the wrong path. So if you wanna know more about tug of war, let me know, write it down in those comments and we'll talk more about that. If you have a retriever type dog, going and fetching the ball and returning it, that's another great activity that physically and mentally stimulates them, that also fulfills their instincts as what they are. But remember, guys, it's important to have rules. And if you want to know more about how to play fetch, write those comments and we'll talk about that as well. You could also do things like swimming and biking or running. Those are just basic ways just to exercise your dog. But, whatever it is that you come up with, as long as the brain is involved, That's really what matters the most, because we want the brain and the body to be in sync, drain the energy, fulfill them both. Everything is great. Here's another great tip, guys. Your toys. Make sure that you rotate their toys. I know dog lovers, I get it. We shower them with toys. We just dump a mountain of toys and we give them to them. That's great, but you don't want to give them to them all at once. You want to give them a few and then rotate them every week, every couple of weeks, every month, whatever you prefer, because this way when we take the old ones out, we bring the new ones in, that's all that exists. Then nothing else matters. That's the only one that they want. And here's the last tip for you guys for right now is focus on the brain, not the body. You heard that correct. Focus on the brain, not the body. What does that mean? It means that when you give them a reward, whether it's a toy, whether it's food, whether it's a treat, whether it's putting a leash on them, whether it's taking them out, whenever you give them something as a reward, only and exclusively reward a calm state of mind. Do not, under any circumstance, give them something when their brain is hyped up, because oftentimes dog training is about what the body does. We make them sit, we make them lie down, we make them wait. But the problem is that the brain never goes into a calm, submissive state. So they're excited, they're ready to go, and they're ready to go. So yes, the body's sitting, but the brain is hyped up. And we have a video that talks about how dogs associate behaviors and activities with the state of mind that they're in at that moment. And here's the thing, it's very important to understand that if you start to give them toys, treats, food, whatever, when they're excited, they're gonna start to associate that with excitement. And then it just kind of like starts to escalate from there. So we don't want that. And what's the reason why this is such an important activity is because what it does is it makes them think, I want whatever it is that I want. If it's food, toys, treats, going for a walk, putting a leash on, whatever the case may be. What is it that you want? This is what they're thinking in their head. What is it that you want for me to get what it is that I want? And the brain is working. The brain is working. And guess what? When the brain is working, energy's coming down. That's exactly right. So make sure that you only reward calm state of mind. Don't worry about what the body's doing. Care about what the brain does. Focus on the brain, not the body. Guys, I hope those tips help you out a little bit. If you want to know more, hit me up. Let me know some of those comments. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Pat the Pac-Man. Catch you next time. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, make sure you wag your tail on over and bark at that subscribe button. This way you won't miss out on all the cool stuff that we post. In addition, you won't miss out on our podcast, Barking for Balance, which premieres every Thursday. Believe me, you don't want to miss out on that. It's really cool. Links down below on all podcast platforms. In addition, make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. This way you don't miss out on all the content that we don't post on YouTube, in addition to staying up to date with all the cool stuff that we got going on. Remember guys, it's about training people, not training dogs.